Happy Tuesday, Spectrum. This is Marcus.
And Emily, bringing you today's news.
Hey, Spectrum Juniors. The ACT test is coming up soon. The test is going to be on February 20th, 2019.
If you're going to take the test, the registration form needs to be turned into the main office by October 17th. The payment needs to be made at Infinite Campus by October 23rd.
Well, that's the announcements for this week. Now over to sports with Tim.
What's going on, Spectrum? It's Tim, here to fill you in on what happened in last week's sports. Let's just jump into it. Starting off with volleyball, they won a game against Trinity, acing it 3-0. And they had a game on Thursday against Legacy Christian Academy. Girls soccer had an away conference game against Southwest Christian. They fought hard but didn't come out on top. For boys soccer, they had a home game against Maranatha. They lost, but they put up a good match. They had a home game Thursday against Patrick Henry and a game Friday against Pact. Cross country had a meet against Rogers, and next week they have conference, so stay tuned for that. Girls swimming had a meet against Osseo on Thursday and an invitational at Cambridge Isani on Saturday. Rounding off sports this week, football had an amazing win against St. Paul Harding at the homecoming match 2 weeks ago with a score of 68-28, and they had the blackout game last Friday against St. Agnes right here at Spectrum. And that's it for sports this week. Now over to commercial crew.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Junior Noise News Edition. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Gabby, and we're talking about Hope for Youth. And to help us learn more about that, here is Jada, our field reporter.
Thanks, girls. And now I'm here with Teens Helping Teens, and they're organizing a food drive. Hope for Youth's mission is to provide help to youth homelessness. Most money and help is given by business, churches, foundations, and individuals. Hope for Youth has already helped 446 different individuals on their path to help.
What we need for food is foods that are canned and dried that will be able to go into a food pantry that they have at Hope for Youth, and money to supply clothing and the more food for the teens.
Okay, we also need hygiene items like toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, shampoo, and deodorant.
This drive runs from Tuesday, October 9th to Wednesday, October 17th.
What you draw on there?
Pizza. The stink time that brings in the most hygiene items, money, and food gets a pizza party.
Now back to you, girls.
Thanks, Jada. And that's all we have for you for this edition of Junior Noise News, keeping you
in on the noise.
Lay down.
What did you hear about?
I think that the FCA bonfire was one of the best parts of homecoming.
The bonfire was pretty sweet. For those who couldn't go, we're going to throw it over to Tim and Paul for a recap.
Homecoming came and went successfully, and while exciting events went on like dress-up days, the dance, and the homecoming game, the FCA held their kickoff event to start the FCA season.
What FCA is an organization that's national. It stands for Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and generally it's associated with athletics, but at Spectrum we kind of have broadened that a little bit to include anyone who wants to discuss faith.
So FCA is a group of students that meet together twice a month. We meet together to talk about just kind of living life and different issues that we experience throughout the day in our lives. We meet on Wednesday mornings at 7:20. You can come in late, you can be there anytime, you don't have to come consistently. We have donuts in the morning.
It's really for any Christians who want to come and get together 2 Wednesdays a month in the morning, on Wednesday mornings at 7:15. It's usually in Miss Crest's room, room 103, but it's open to anyone who wants to come. So its purpose is to reach out to anyone who wants to come. It's really open to anyone, and its purpose is to just help us grow and learn about Jesus together, and not just alone while you're reading your Bible or praying. It's just for everyone to come together and talk about it.
The group is primarily student-led, but is moderated and advised by CLINT and Miss LUEHRS.
Why I enjoy being supervisor at the Spectrum's FCA is because I get to see the actual student leaders that organize and facilitate the meetings. I get to see them rise, and I really appreciate and enjoy being a part of that process. We do this because we like seeing and being there to kind of monitor and be that adult supervision while students have a platform to lead themselves. So we have a huge, amazing crew of leaders this year. We have Tara and Parker and Bailey and Erica and Judah, and they're really stepping up.
Being a teacher is fun to talk about my content area, but it's fun to talk to kids about who they are and who they're trying to be.
The FCA kickoff event is a get-together for the current members as well as anyone who is interested in joining.
So we haven't had a public FCA meeting yet this year, and the event on Friday night at homecoming is specifically to get out, have fun, have games, food, hopefully a bonfire if it's good weather, and just enjoy each other's company and get familiar with FCA.
So to kick off our FCA season, we're having kind of a bonfire night, game night. We have hot dogs and s'mores and games. Last year we played flashlight tag at one point toward the end when it was dark enough. And
it's just time to get to know each other and fellowship.
This has been Tim and Paul for Noise News, signing off.
Thanks, guys. Now we're going to talk about a little something closer to home. You may not know them, but there is a group of people here at Spectrum who keep Spectrum neat and clean. To meet them, we're tuning it over to Emily, Cassandra, and Kaylee.
Inside every school is a crew of hardworking people who make everyday life possible. Being a custodian is often viewed as a thankless job, but without them, schools would not function the way that they do. Mr. Johnson is the head custodian here at Spectrum. Many would not believe how much life here is improved by his hard work.
Routine is to come in and check my email, check the weather, and then go through and make sure that the building is up and running, take care of any messes that might arise during the day, general maintenance and custodian. What I like about my job is the fact that I guess that I'm providing an environment for you guys to learn in, to be comfortable in.
Custodians do a lot for Spectrum students. It's important that students help out in return.
If you could make the extra effort to take the extra 3 or 4 steps to the trash can rather than just leave something sit.
For Noise News, this is Cassandra, Emily, and Kaylee signing off.
Wow, custodians really do so much for us.
Yeah, I'll miss them when I graduate.
For seniors, graduation is coming up fast. That's why we're glad to have Samantha and Cassandra introduce us to a senior this week.
What's your name?
My name is Jacob Kelhout.
What is the scariest thing about being a senior?
Impending doom. No, it's just probably the stress of all, the last year of school and you got all this last minute stuff you gotta do before you graduate.
What are you gonna miss about being in school, like high school?
Mainly my friends, mainly the friends that I've made here.
Do you have an idea of what you want to go into?
Yes, environmental engineering.
Do you have an idea of where you want to go?
Oh yeah, I don't know a specific college, but I've got a couple lined up that I've applied.
What do you think is going to be the most difficult thing when it comes closer to graduation?
I would probably saying goodbye to all the memories and, like I said, friends that I've made here.
This is a game called Quick Questions. I'm going to ask Jacob a question, then he's going to ask me, and we have to say that the first thing that comes into our mind. Fill in the blank. Taylor Swift is...
A good singer.
Who is Billy?
The first part of Billy and Mandy. Grim Adventures.
Who ate the cookie?
Cookie Monster. What's the new dance called?
The chimichanga.
Why are you with Joanne?
'Cause she's a pretty sick lady.
Where is my coffee?
In my stomach. How big is big?
Like this much, not this much, like this much.
Why is the earth round?
Because a cube is too complicated.
How old is the strawberry?
5. What's the cross between an alligator and a squirrel?
Squirreligator.
Where are the kids?
in the backyard.
What time is it?
25.
This is Samantha Morrison and Cassandra Duffler signing off.
That's all the news we have for you today, Spectrum. For Noise News, this has been Marcus.
And Emily.
Keeping you
in on the noise.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I know. I would have to say that. It's probably like
you did like the, because she uses
my
the
SD
same,
card looks like your SD card. We bought it at the same
it
time.
looks like the same, it sounds like the same auto-tune.
Yeah, quiet on set. If I screw up this definitely again.
Broskies. Emma, we need to speed this up. Come on.
Emma!
Emma's gonna throw a camera at someone.
6 hours we're doing a competition, I'm gonna break your glasses. Whoa, hey.
That's so funny. I'm gonna break your glasses.
You wouldn't hit a man with glasses, but you would hit a man with glasses.
I would hit
You just said that.
glasses on.
It's like I can write a decent script, but it's just the setting.
I'm so proud of you
fact that the
guys.
whole,
Yay. We're doing great, team.
Behind
Shut
schedule
up, Parker.
Yeah, sports report on right now. Plus,
No, I know, you're doing great. I take it back. The shows have been turning out pretty well in my opinion. Last show was really good. We're doing great. We're keeping it up.
heck yeah.
Yeah. Let's rock.
Parker's first.
Yeah.